News says.
You're not allowed to. No eye poking, no nose biting, no slapping, no ear pulling, or mooning is not allowed past the sippy hole.
It'd be
That's
a wet
in the
moon.
rule book, yeah.
It'd be a real wet moon. Well, notice Calamity Corner takes another victim. Second place, Vicky Rister. Imagine that. Dies in the corner, and she becomes a wet obstacle out there as the other vehicles have to make their way by on the inside. Jerry Fraley went on to win it mean and nasty over Steve Armstrong and Doug McCorvey.
Well, all the action in Heat 3 seemed to start off at the first sippy hole, Gary.
Well, Greg Wiedemann, an unnecessary evil high-sided Kathy Darby and almost ripped off his right front fender. You can see it falling there off to the right. Now, there's a look at Kathy Darby, and see ya. They get together again, and this time he just keeps on pushing, and Darby goes up on the driver's side, up. Both the driver, crew member with the seatbelt on, has a lot of help running to the scene. The red flag is out, but both Kathy and her co-pilot were uninjured. No worse off for wear as the Jeep is righted. The red flag is out. The race has been stopped, and she takes a triumphant walk back across the water.
And she walked away.
Well, on the restart. Now watch the power move to the inside by Littletude. This is Jerry Paratus. He has taken over the driving of Littletude, a perennial favorite here in this class. Harley Worthington was the former driver who always had a big stogie in his mouth.
Always had a stogie and a little pigtail in the back, and I don't know what made it work, the stogie or the pigtail, but this kid's got some tough shoes to fill, but he's doing the job, Gary.
Well, he has a great set of wheels. He won this heat race in record time, and Army caught up with him after the victory.
Jerry, you set a world record.
Custer, a fourth-place finish. Mike Denny, who finished third in the third heat, took home the crown over Fraley, Fromm, and Paratus. Highlights Army now from the air-cooled division. These are the motorcycle-powered vehicles. Billy Philpott in his Cause for Divorce. I love the names on some of these vehicles. Now, he had a huge lead. In fact, he was within 10 feet of victory. He got the sippy hole, and the engine died.
That's the longest 10 feet in the world. The transmission's gone away. He's just going to say to heck with it. But the sippy hole had already claimed one victim. Max Brown had Mojo in trouble from the word go. The big winner here, the Japanese-powered motorcycle, the one that goes by the name of the Rice Grinder. Fred Salone takes the win.
Now in the four-cylinder, four-wheel drive, Ray Thornton in his reliable coal duck machine was able to power past Herschel Stallings in the Intimidator. Now the Intimidator, of course, is the machine that Stallings bought from Roy Ortega. But Ray was also able to advance to the little feature.
This is another classic case of the old and the tried and the true blue beating the new technology type vehicles.
So Ray Thornton advances, one of the top drivers in the point standings down here as he negotiates the sippy hole the one last time.
Gary, this is the guy I was telling you about that drives barefooted. Likes to hang 10.
Well, now we look at some highlights from the six-cylinder, two-wheel drive final. Gary Seward and Hound Dog in the white, older-looking buggy, the nearest the camera, against Roger McCandless. Clearly the class of this field.
Seward gets a hole shot, but McCandless walks him on the other end. And Seward knew he had to do it. Just by looking at the front of the vehicles, you can tell the newer vehicle is much narrower. See, the older vehicles are much wider. They're starting to really tighten them up. And again, with the six-cylinder engine, a lot of horsepower here, but horsepower, less weight is speed.
So Roger marches on to the intermediate feature, and then he talked to Army.
You know, I'd like to thank my engine sponsor, Kenny Vaughn with Kovac Motorsports. You know, he's pushing me around the track today. You know, he's a firm believer in build them light and wind them tight, and it's worked so far.
Win your class and thank your sponsors as Mike Fillmore and Terry Langford get set for the Pro Mod Final.
If you have one of these, or one of these, or even one of these, then you own the engine to the most powerful, most useful tool ever invented. Introducing the Roto 7 Power Disc, a disc so strong it can cut through this hardened steel file. It can even power through this brick. Roto 7 zips through copper pipe in no time and even cuts through masonry with ease. The tempered carbide disc cuts right through this iron chain and shears off any nail in its path. Roto 7 not only breezes through ceramic tiles, but even makes rounded corners quickly and easily. And look, put the power disc on your circular saw, and you can cut smoothly through Formica. Roto 7 won't ever bind or kick back, and it won't chip your work. It always leaves a clean, smooth edge. Cutting PVC with a hacksaw can take forever, but the power disc zips right through it in seconds. Yet cutting is just the beginning. Your Roto 7 will sharpen your hand tools, sharpen your garden tools, and even sharpen your lawnmower blade. Install it on a bench grinder and you can grind just about anything. All your work comes out clean and burr-free. The power disc is the best disc you can get. It'll never break or shatter. You get not one, but 2 power discs for only $19.95. But wait, order now and we'll also include this Roto 7 sanding disc. You won't find a better sander anywhere. And look how easily it strips away old paint. Ordinary sanding discs keep clogging up, but Roto 7's open mesh construction keeps it running smoothly, cleanly, clog-free. You get both power discs plus the sanding disc, all for only $19.95. So order your Roto 7 power discs now.
Call toll-free 1-800-909-1800. That's 1-800-909-1800. Or send check or money order for $19.95 plus shipping to Roto 7 Power Disc, 2 Morgan Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut. For fastest delivery, use your credit card and call 1-800-909-1800 now.
Welcome back to Naples, Florida. Hey, Army, there's a buggy you could drive, but I'm not going to ride with you. They start them early down here in the swamp. The stock V8 finals. Number 103, Jimmy Doria's Texas Law, who had no problem with jumping Jack Goddard in his semi. He'll be taking on Glenn Weber's Porky's Revenge.
Now, the Porky's Revenge, there's a lot of history here because they have some of the world's greatest pork barbecue. We're going on board with Jimmy Doria here. Revenge is setting off to his left. If he makes a move, you should see it in the camera shot to the left. Doria is interested in the hole shot. Good run. We got a good start, Gary.
Side by side through that first sippy hole, or actually over the first sippy hole.
Now, Doria's taking the track away from him right there, see?
A good strategy move by Texas Law, and Doria has the advantage in that diagonal. Now they go on to the oval, that first right-hand turn, a big right-hander. Then they head down this main straightaway. Off to the driver's left is the grandstand.
The only chance that Glenn has right now is one of the spectators has a deer rifle with the scope on it to stop Doria.
Yeah, Doria, once again, the cream of his class. He and his brother worked real hard on this vehicle. They have a sister vehicle as well. They're not racing here this weekend.
They're the ones that actually came in and reworked the track, so that they should have a handle on it, but he's just muscling this other guy. It's his race. What can you say?
But notice how slow the steering box is, how far they have to work that steering wheel to negotiate that big right-hand turn.
You got to remember the front tires are like rudders of a boat, too. They're not only steering for the vehicle, they're also, used as the same principle as you would on a boat being a rudder. That's why they may have to have a quick steering or slow steering, excuse me. Go get some barbecue. That's what this is all about.
The victory goes to Doria in Texas Law, and he will advance. And there's a shot as they negotiate the little incline back to the paddock area. As we'll take a look once again at the replay. Doria really won it right here. As you said earlier, he took the track away.
Yeah, he came off the starting line and said, left turn, Clyde.
Now watch the slow steering. Watch him work this steering wheel. Incredibly slow steering.
But again, the front tires are like rudders. They serve dual purposes.
All right, next race, there is the Viper with Larry West. And he is looking off to his right. And there is the vehicle everybody is talking about, Eddie Chester, the Outlaw.
Yeah, when you look to your right, you don't want to see this guy sitting over there. Now, both drivers, there's something you do in the sport. When drivers are ready to touch their helmet, they're not noogie in their head. They're just touching the helmet, telling the starter they are ready to go.
Well, this really should play into Eddie Chester's lap. And once again, he has the big advantage over that center section of this mile of mud. Takes the first right-hander again, very slow steering.
But a very wide vehicle, you notice how wide. Being one of the newer vehicles, he still stayed with the wide, the wheel base to give him a little bit more stability. Where he's developing his stability is notice the skis on the front wheels. Well, he doesn't have those on the back. He let the back end get down and loosen the vehicle up. That's what's making it ride so well. If he had the skids on the back of the vehicle, he wouldn't be able to handle as smooth as he is right now. So he made a choice. It was the right choice. And as you can see, He's literally walking the dog for his sponsor, the Mickey's Big Mouth people.
The modified four-wheel drive final will go to the Outlaw with Eddie Chesser as the Viper pulls off down there to the inside of that turn, and he will take the victory as he laps the Viper and heads down the straightaway for one last time. Got a chance to wipe the visor off there, and right there at the finish line, he zapped the throttle, kind of a, hey, look at me, showing off just a little bit.
Just showing off, yeah.
Well, once again, here is the start. The Outlaw on the outside lane, but he quickly has the advantage with horsepower and takes the track.
A lot of people may wonder, why did he go to the outside, not the inside? Lane positions are determined by the luck of a draw. Right before they go in the water, you draw for your lane.
Well, Larry West has had trouble throughout this heat, and he finally beats the Viper and looks over his left shoulder for the man that was going to take the victory, and Eddie Chester will look over, wave, and go on to victory lane.
Well, Gary, Eddie's sitting in a car. He's talking to the crew. They're all tickled to death. Eddie, it gets back. It's kind of like eating an elephant. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. You go to the championship here one race at a time, don't you?
That's right. You don't count nothing until you get to that final. Anything can happen out here.
What about the last straightaway? Were you just kind of playing with everybody, or were you waiting for it to where you could really get on it because you really called on the throttle coming off that last turn?
Well, I seen the guys running. I seen he's broke down, so I kind of took it a little easy. I want to save it all for that last one. I'm gonna need everything I can get.
Did I hear you say eat an elephant one bite at a time? What was the last time you ate a pachyderm?
You ever eaten anything 2 bites at a time, Lee? Eat anything.
Jerry Langford in Rubber Duck and Michael Fillmore in Aquarius, the Pro Mod Final.
Gonna be a good race.
Well,
good start. Michael jumped on the Rubber Duck, and look at this. We keep talking good lane, bad lane. He's in what we would normally call the bad lane. He's up top, but he's in the lead, and he's giving the inside groove to the driver. He's not trying to shut the door on him, Gary.
We talked earlier in the show about Terry Langford's bad luck over the past couple of years in Rubber Duck. I don't think this is bad luck. He's just getting drilled.
Well, the Aquarius team have been coming here so long and getting beat by the little bitty things. They finally dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, and you can see it's working for him. Plus, this kid's doing a good job driving for him. Normally, on a weekend basis, he drives stock cars, but he's 17 inches of mud and flying today against one of the best in the sport. Langford looks like he's going to have to wait for another day, Gary.
Yeah, it would appear right now, unless something happens to the Fillmore Dunn buggy, that Michael Fillmore will take the victory in advance. Look at him come out of the water off that last corner.
That's pure horsepower. That is just raw
like
horsepower.
A hydroplane.
Yeah, he's just powering the front end up.
Yeah, but Army, this is a two-wheel drive class that really had to torque those rear tires and those rear wheels. Well, taking a look at the replay, he got a clean start, but you talk about the body quiver, it starts early.
Yeah, and when the front end moves, you got to be sticking horsepower with the rear end. That could be causing you problems later on in a race. He's making awesome horsepower, but like you said a moment ago, all this horsepower is planted through the rear tires. Something's got to give.
That apparently was not a win without cost. There's a problem in the Fillmore pit.
As you can see right here, the rear tire, excuse me, fellas, the rear tires completely come off the rim. Now, they've got about 20 or 30 minutes to get this back together. These are normal tractor tires that are squeezed anyway. There's a lot of pressure right here, so the crew members are going to have to, one, cool this vehicle down, and two, try to find another wheel combination. And believe me, finding another one of these is not going to be easy anywhere in America today. Gary, we'll keep you up to speed on what's going on. Back to you.
We'll be back with more from Naples.
Hey, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it's my new Wagner power painter.
Well, can you edge with it?
Yeah, you can edge like this or adjust it to control the paint up close. And when I'm done, I'm gonna switch nozzles and stain my deck. Do a lot of other jobs I've been meaning to do.
Well, does it clean up easy?
Yeah, it's quicker than you think.
Why am I painting this by hand?
Good question. Get a Wagner.
Enter TNN Outdoors Bass Tournament 96 and you could win a boatload of prizes.
Shh, you'll scare the fish. Man, this is really cool.
The grand prize is a fully loaded, top-of-the-line Tracker Marine Nitro boat. In fact, there's two prize packages, one for the Sega winner and one for the PCCD ROM winner.
Hey, man, I thought I told you to be quiet. You're going to scare all the fish.
Sorry. Other prizes include Spider Wire Line, Eagle Magna 3 fish finders, Bass Pro Shop gift certificates, and more.
Come on, baby. Come to fishy. I got you.
To enter and win, you've got to get the game. And to get to the secret contest lake, you'll need the secret password, so listen up.
The secret password is
After you've made it to this tournament level and played your best game, then take a snapshot of the weigh-in screen and send it along with a 3x5 card with your name, address, and phone number to this address. Just like a real tournament, the best catch wins the grand prize.
This is it. I'm going all the way. I feel lucky.
Last year, Nazareth Speedway looked like a high-speed bumper car ride with no less than 6 multi-car incidents. Then the carnage finally stopped and settled into a long stretch of green flag racing. In the end, Tim Vidoa limped his thirsty Thunderbird across the finish to take the win. Now the boys are back for more. It's the Busch Grand National Advantage 200 next Sunday, 1 p.m. noon Central on TNN Motorsport.
Welcome back to the race of the week. This week we feature Swamp Buggy Racing from Naples, Florida. The story continues to unfold in the Aquarius pit area. Here's Army Armstrong.
Gary, once again, we're back with another update here. This bowl pattern right here seems to be where the problem is. There's only 3 vehicles in the country that run this. Leonard Cheshire, he runs this bowl pattern with a much taller tire. Eddie Cheshire runs this bowl pattern, but he's going to be racing against what looks like this guy, so you're not going to get a tire from Eddie. There is, 5 minutes from here, an adapter that'll fit on this that almost any of the other tires around here work with. The Cheshire family owns that spacer. They have now sent somebody to get it and get them back. So within 10 minutes, they should have another plate on here or a spacer to let another tire combination work. Just keep you up to speed on what's going on, Gary.
Well, we'll stay on top of that situation as we show you highlights from the little feature. We'll have Mike Denny's Double Trouble Jeep, Fred Salone's Rice Grinder, and Ray Thornton's Coal Duck. And as expected with the little feature, these are the vehicles with the lesser horsepower. And again, the Coal Duck would be the one expected to win.
You know, you're exactly right. But this is a unique motorsport because being the little feature, if he wins here, then he can move over into the next feature.
The intermediate feature.
Exactly. And if he wins there, he can step up. So in all actuality, this is kind of a unique motorsport where the guy on the very bottom rung can actually wind up running against the fastest in the house, but he's got to work his way through.
Well, he'll have his work cut out for him in this intermediate feature coming up now. Thornton and the Coal Duck. Jimmy Doria, probably the crowd favorite in Texas Law, will pull alongside. And also in this will be Roger McCandless. He will be the final entrant in the intermediate feature. But the real story right now is in the pit area. Here's Army.
Mike, we've been trying to keep up with this story here today. A lot of activity, a lot of different people helping you out here.
Oh, yeah. Leonard's helping us out a lot right now, loaning his tires because we blew our tires off the rim. He's going to help us out, and he's going to get us so we can race.
What about the gear ratio? His tire's much, much taller than yours.
Well, there's not much we can do about it. Just turn it a little bit harder.
There's a look at Roger McCandless in Rat On 2. Now, he was the dominant driver in the 6-cylinder two-wheel drive class, and he could be the stiffest competition for Doria there in Texas Law in the middle of the lane.
What you're looking at, closest to us, 4-cylinder. Middle vehicle, V8. Far lane, 6-cylinder. You're exactly right. Advantage in this race is just like you see it. But Doria makes that classic in-your-face move, if you will. As he comes down that main straightaway, he goes immediately to the left and takes all the good track away from everybody.
Well, right now, Jimmy Doria owns this racetrack. He is out in front. We see a vehicle slowing down, and McCandless had a problem in the turn. He was very high. Looked like he may have lost the power, but continues on at a very slow rate of speed.
Doria's not slowing down by any means. Like you say, McCandless runs kind of an engine very similar to the Busch Grand National guys would run. Makes a completely different kind of horsepower, and it's just not working for him. He's going literally dead in the water, Gary.
It looks like he was headed off the end of the track there, but it is dead in the water as the race once again belongs to that red and white Texas Law. There is the Coal Duck, and the Coal Duck is about to get lapped. Your leader off the final corner down the last straightaway, and he'll be taking the victory here in the intermediate feature, which means that Jimmy Doria in Texas Law will now advance to the big feature. And a driver already in the big feature is Michael Fillmore's Aquarius, but the battle continues to get that vehicle ready. Here's Army.
What you're looking at is they do have the spacer we were talking about. It seems kind of like confusion, but it's really not. Everybody seems to know what they're doing. What I don't understand is the size tires they're taking off are not as tall as the tire they're putting on. This is going to change the geometry and the gear ratio completely on this vehicle. I believe they're not going to have any problem getting new tires on it. The big question is, what gear do you run it in? Where's it going to work? Gary, that's still what's going on down here. It may look like chaos, but believe me, I think they're going to make this time frame with no problem.
Well, back on the racetrack, finishing up the intermediate feature, it will be Ray Thornton and Cole Duck taking second position through that final sippy hole. All kinds of problems for Roger McCandless. We thought we'd see more of a fight from McCandless, but not so. And there is the Ray and the Cole Duck. And of course, that is the pride of every driver who's ever had a Pinto, as Roger McCandless is trying to get his vehicle back. That Cole Duck is powered by a 4-cylinder Pinto engine. Well, more work continues on Aquarius, getting that vehicle ready for the big feature. And with all the hard work going on there at the Aquarius pit, you might forget that this has been a day of fun and frivolity. I tell you what, for Swamp Buggy Racing, this is like Daytona Beach on spring break, only we're not on the sand and surf down here. We're on the edge of the Everglades, and we have more coming up as we come back for the big feature here at Florida Sports Park.
Too hot in your car? Don't sweat it. Now at Pep Boys, get a cool deal on our air conditioning quick check for only $19.99. Our AC quick check only $19.99. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Every day, America Online is making it easier for people to live, work, and play.
Hey, Dan, ready for the game?
I can't go to the game today.
What?
I got to send my mom a birthday gift, then book plane tickets for our trip next week, and my kids got to go to the library to look up dinosaurs.
Hey, we can take care of that right now with America Online.
We can?
Yeah, we can send your mom flowers, order those plane tickets. We can even look up dinosaurs in Compton's Encyclopedia.
With America Online, you get instant news and sports, financial updates, online magazines, and easy access to the internet. Call now for your free America Online startup kit and 15 free online hours.
Flowers are sent, plane tickets are booked. Here come the dinosaurs.
That's great.
Downloading's easy. I can even send an email on the internet. And we'll check it all out later, after the game.
So how do you get America Online?
Well, that's easy, too. You just call their 800 number.
Call 1-800-360-5454 now for your free America Online startup kit with free software and 15 free online hours. It's everything you need to get online, so call 1-800-360-5454.
Coming up Monday night on Primetime Country, you've seen him on the racetrack. Now Darrell Waldrop is awarded a new challenge as your guest host. Be sure to watch Darrell Waldrop hosting Primetime Country Monday night at 9 Eastern on TNN. Think about it. We depend on our vehicles, yet most people know surprisingly little about car care. Well, get ready for Road Ready, the show that'll help you ensure your vehicle gets the kind of care and attention it needs. Join Mike Anson and Tricia Hessinger to see just how easy it is to tackle routine maintenance and small repairs. And be confident the job's done right. So get ready. Road Ready, tonight, 11:30 p.m., 10:30 Central on TNN Motorsports.
Talk about technology. Bring the family out to watch the Swamp Buggy races on a personnel carrier from World War II. Slightly modified, of course. We're ready for the big feature, and there is Jimmy Doria in Texas Law. And there is a look at the outlaw, Eddie Chesser. He won the last outing here. And, of course, the third of that trio will be Michael Fillmore. And there is Aquarius. Look at the huge rear wheels on that vehicle.
And those rear wheels are off Leonard Chesser's vehicle. They're about 6 to 8 inches taller. It'll change the whole geometry on this vehicle the way it handles, Gary.
Well, we look quickly from the cockpit of Jimmy Doria. There's a look at all three. They drew for these starting spots.
We got a stock V8, a modified 4-wheel drive, and a modified 2-wheel drive, and it's showtime. Now, top-end Charge should show up with those big tires if it did affect it. Here he comes.
Well, he's working the outside as they make that right-hand turn very close in the spray. Hey, they get together. He's upside down. A car upside down. He was still on the throttle, dead upside down. And we'll have to get the safety crew over there. He's strapped in the cockpit, the Aquarius upside down. You can see the fans going over the fence. Fans running over the fence. They're trying now to lift the car up to get it off of Michael Fillmore. You could see the two vehicles got together, and he rolled it on over. And again, I would perhaps attribute that to those bigger wheels.
Well, what happened? He just was mile an hour on the other end, ran into the corner. He was what you call hot and ran right over the top of Cheshire, it looked like.
Well, of course, the race has been red flagged. You can see the officials out there in the yellow T-shirts. The others are simply race fans that came over the fence. Now, word is that they have Michael extricated from the car. He is talking to the rescuers, but they are asking for the EMTs.
But watch the top end. See, he is mile an hour now.
And right here is the contact. The right front goes up over the wheel of the Eddie Chesser vehicle, rolls the car over. Now he is strapped upside down in the cockpit, still on the throttle right here. You can see those wheels churning the spray up. Now here's a look from our infield camera, and you can see the altitude he got as he rolled it on over. A sudden stop, but quickly the fans were over the fence. The safety crew was there. You can see the damage to Aquarius, and again, it may have been those wheels. We'll be back with more.
Remember when country songs were busting out all over the pop charts?
I'm a man of means, but
the whole country was going country.
King of the road.
And she said, Mama got a note here from the Harper Valley PTA. Crazy.
And you can too with Country USA. All the biggest chart-topping hits in one complete collection. With all the biggest stars.
Hello, darling. Nice to see you.
Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by?
Call now and get your first album, 24 top hits from 1969 for just $9.99. More than 1 full hour of the biggest country songs ever.
Don't take your love to town. Since I met you, baby, my whole life has changed. And I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee. We can go on together with suspicious minds. By the time
Then audition other Country USA albums for 10 days with no risk. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. You can't find Country USA in stores, so call now.
To go to your Country USA, call 1-800-628-3100. That's 1-800-628-3100. Or send $9.99 plus $3.50 shipping to Country USA, Department 2, Richmond, Virginia. Or call 1-800-628-3100.
It has indeed been a wild afternoon here in Naples, Florida at Florida Sports Park for the Swamp Buggy Races. We are ready for the restart of the big feature. Here is Jimmy Doria in the Texas Law, and he'll go alongside Eddie Chesser's Outlaw. Now, Michael Fillmore, the driver of the Aquarius, who got upside down, has been taken to a local hospital, and all indications are that he is okay. He's in for observation. Now, let's take a look once again at the start of the big feature, and you can see how close those two vehicles are going over that diagonal section. Now watch as they come right at you. They close down that gap between the two of them. Now the contact comes up right here, and you can see him right up over the wheel. The car goes upside down. He's still on the throttle, but very quickly was extricated, and once again he's been taken to the hospital for observation. All indications are that Michael Fillmore is okay. We are ready for the restart of the big feature. Oh, a great hole shot.
You know, the big question is there any damage to Chesser's vehicle? It doesn't look like it. The final today, instead of being a battle of the three amigos, turns into a border war between Texas and Florida. And right now, Chesser looks like he's holding the trump card. This kid is smooth.
But we have seen this happen in the past down here on the swamp. The Chessers had a big advantage, only to have the engine go south and somebody else win. So he has to go the distance to win this thing.
Well, and you have Chesser out there in the front. You know, he's got to be sweating BBs, and he knows Doria's behind him. And if Doria has one thing going for him, he's consistent. He's always around. So this kid, as he comes around Calamity Corner, really has got to be sweating again.
Well, there's the spot where he's lost the power in the past, but not today. And he looks like he could be on his way to win back-to-back events here in Naples. In fact, the Chesser has won the last 3 outings here on the Mile of Mud. There's Doria. He will take second, but the victory here will go to Eddie Chesser.
Bingo! He took that win he's been looking for. So instead of turning right, he's going to the left, because that's where the winner goes with the big feature.
He's going to Victory Lane, which is down in front of the main grandstand on a concrete slab. And once again, he got the whole shot. He let it flag the flag. He won it right there.
Exactly. And I'm glad to see there was nothing wrong with the vehicle. You know, he had some pretty good contact in the left rear of the vehicle with the Aquarius. So
we've talked a lot about sawing on the steering wheel. Look how smooth he is, though. This crew, of course, really nailed the setup today. They took off those rear skis and really got this thing to work on a surface they really can't see. There's the victory kiss from his wife. Jubilation down in Victory Lane, so he is a 2 for 2. He's won the last 2 outings here on the Swamp, and let's go to Victory Lane. Army?
Eddie Chester, come on, stay in here, crew. Get his wife over here. Congratulations, man. It seems like it gets harder and harder, and you've never just gone out and won one of these things. There's always been some kind of drama behind it. What was going on in your mind when you knew they were going to stop the race? You had to come back and start over again.
Well, I knew we got hit in the corner down there. He hit my back tire. I didn't know how much damage we had, but it wasn't bad enough for us not to go out and do it again.
Give this lady over here a big hug. She is just tickled at. They're proud of you. Gary, there's your champion, Eddie Chester.
And Eddie Chester gets to dunk the queen, a tradition that dates back to 1957. Our congratulations to all the class winners, from Mike Denning in the Jeeps right up to that guy right there. And our best wishes to Michael Fillmore. He's being checked out at the hospital. He'll be okay and be back in the cockpit of Aquarius. A promotional consideration and a fee paid for by this special offer from Diamond P Sports.
What could follow the 3 volumes of Diamond P's and They Walked Away series? A 4th. And They Walked Away 4, like its predecessors, captures the most perilous moments in recent motorsports history. Unmerciful doubles, unbelievable flips, falls, and fires. And in every harrowing incident, the driver beats the odds. Once again, man and machine test their mettle through mayhem in over a dozen motorsports disciplines. You can't find this video in stores. You can't rent it. And anyone who has it won't let you beg, borrow, or steal it. Then how do you get your own copy of And They Walked Away 4? Call 1-800-652-8686 or send $24.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.